Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwise Crypto. Today we have PointPay here, which is one of the first of its kind blockchain-based crypto banks, and it's allowing people to open deposit accounts, savings accounts, and much more. You can earn interest on your crypto, which, to be honest with you, is a no-brainer. So today we have the CEO of PointPay, Vladimir Kardapoltsev. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Kay. Yeah, pleasure to be here.
So real quick, can you tell us a little bit of the bio and background of PointPay and really how'd you get to this point in the company?
Yeah, that's fine. I pretty much have. I studied. I'm not really. I don't come from the IT sector at all. I didn't study software engineering in university, but I did economics at UCL. It's kind of a numerative subject. We did a bit of statistical programming there, but I was always kind of very much fascinated about programming, fintech, and I always thought that this is going to be where I'm going to end up at. Because this was a growing sector back in early, mid 2015, I think,
Right,
when I finished
right.
university, and it was all the rage and all of the startups were blooming up, and obviously crypto was on the rise, so it was no brainer for me. But obviously, coming from a financial background, I also have a master's degree in finance. I really wanted to combine the IT and finance, and I really thought it's going to be the future of the business. And pretty much I went through many different startups, some in big companies, some in slightly smaller companies. Did my own project, and about a year ago, PointPay invited me over to be
Nice.
the chief project officer at PointPay, kind of helping them with the growth of the company. We grew the company from 15 to 150 employees,
Wow.
rewriting every single bit of the code. So I was responsible for the technical, for the organizational part of the business, and pretty much putting the structures in place for the company to succeed in the future.
Mhm.
And then sometime later, the old CEO decided to leave the company, and the board of directors in October last year asked me to step in, and I duly accepted. And I've been in charge of the company. You can calculate, but 8 months, I think.
Right.
And we
Congratulations.
we have truly, changed the company around in that time. So
Excellent. So a little bit about PointPay. I know PointPay, it's considered a crypto bank, but also has trading aspects to it as well, but also is offering, customers or members opportunity to get, lines of credit as well. So can you go into what PointPay is all about?
okay, yeah. So PointPay is an innovative and very rapidly growing business. We have we like to call it an ecosystem. It's a comprehensive range of services that you might get in any bank and more. So everything from your regular banking, cards, debit cards, crypto loans. We're not on the crypto mortgages yet, but I don't know.
Mm.
Who knows? Maybe in the future. We have our payment system. So we have over 15, almost more than a dozen providers that you can use in many different countries. So you can pay for the services via PointPay. We
Mhm.
also have a crypto wallet. That's a regular crypto wallet that you can use, to send your funds to whomever. And we also have a PointPay exchange. We have a simple
Right,
exchange there. So that's, for the newbies, like, if you don't want to deal with all of the complex exchanges interface, you can just press
right.
buy this for that. And we have two interfaces there for the slightly more advanced traders,
Mhm.
and for the oldies but goldies who are used to the old, slightly complex
Right.
interface, but they're used to it. So we're still offering it to the public. And a bit about the history of the project: we were launched in 2018,
Mhm.
some 4 years ago. And we really, pretty much, we were performing. We had a very small team. I think it started with like 5 employees, and I think it grew to 15. And then finally summer last year, exactly a year ago, we have completed our ICO. We've raised $50 million there, and that enabled us to grow the project, to make it more scalable, and pretty much to be a competitor in pretty much any financial market. So our main, small goal at the moment is to outgrow all of the cryptocurrency leaders in the market, like Celsius, Revolut, Binance, etc.
Sure.
And then maybe enter into to the traditional market. We are obtaining crypto licenses worldwide. We're now trying to obtain a banking license as well. So I think the world is the limit,
Wow.
So I really truly believe that we're going to be at the forefront of the crypto and banking revolution in the future.
Sure. Absolutely. And the fact, we've been talking a lot here on the channel about projects that are going to be around long term. And one key indicator that we think here is people that are still in the markets, still, business as usual, no matter what's happening in the markets. And that's kind of something that we're looking for. So exciting to hear that you guys are still diving in and continuing business as normal despite what the market's doing. The achievements in 2021, that's something I wanted to talk about, and also the plans for 2022. So what has happened up until this point, and dating back to when you came on as CEO 8 months ago up until now, and the plans for the future. So can you kind of dive into that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think the starting point was, quite a high starting point. I think the company just raised 50 million pounds, as I said before,
Mhm.
dollars. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
and we had about 250,000 users. So that was a good starting point, to grow from. But unfortunately, quite a lot of the services in the company weren't scalable. We had to rewrite quite a lot of code. We had to rewrite all of our kind of internal hearts and guts of the platform, and
Mhm.
we've informed our community about it, and they were great, and they were quite understanding that pretty much we raised money upon an MVP, really.
Right.
And afterwards we really, and our team was small, we had to cut corners everywhere, in order to succeed. That's how startups do.
Mhm.
And I think my primary task, as I see it, was to bring it into not a startup but a good medium-sized profitable business. But
Mhm.
in order to do so, we had to fix the foundations, of course. So as I said before, we did the technical parts, we did the service parts, and now we're working towards building back the trust of the community, who were waiting for about a year for us to do something great. But unfortunately, we had to kind of rebuild all of those blocks together. In
Mhm.
terms of the achievements, I think by December last year, our PXP trading volume, that's our native token, reached about $10 million a day, 24-hour volume. I think it has decreased slightly ever since. I think it's now stands about 7, but it's still a very good indicator. Since we didn't have, that many kind of activities, we did have quite a lot of, marketing activities towards the end of the year. We had our end of year report, and we did
Right.
bits and bobs all over. So I think that's probably why it happened. We had 4 listings ever since I joined the company. We had a Bid Global, Bitrue, Bitrix, and I can't remember which one it was, but there was a 4th listing, and I think we've just announced another listing on Solidbit, and we're kind of working
Right.
towards the tier 1 listings at the moment. It's incredibly hard. They have very stringent criteria in order for us to achieve that, but we're doing our best to do so. What else? We had more than 100,000 downloads for our iOS and the Android apps. We've completely redesigned our website. We've completely redesigned our apps. Now
I
it's
see that.
pretty much,
Yeah.
the old app was quite old, and it was 4 years old. We didn't have any money, and now it's kind of modern. It's like a competitor to Coinbase or whatever, crypto.com. It's very intuitive, it's very stripped down, so the interface
Mhm.
is very easy to use, and we're constantly improving upon that. And I think that was one of my main things when I came into the company. I said, oh my god, this looks awful, we have to change it right away.
Right.
And I think that's what I was doing ever since I was a CPO of the company. And I think we have achieved that. In terms of what else, we've completed 14 token burns by the end of last year, and I think to date we have
Mhm.
19 token burns, so that's quite a good
Wow.
thing. We had
Yes.
PointPay Me feature, where pretty much we released quite a lot of internal features, and we've obtained a license in Lithuania, one-click transfers. We've literally a week ago, we've introduced KYC to all of the users with over $100 in their account. So
Right.
pretty much it was a tremendous year, and so many things are happening every single day. I cannot even recount of what we have achieved, but we have a very strong plan that we follow every single day. Sorry, I went on for a bit. So.
No, absolutely. I love to hear it. So, another thing I would say, I would ask would be, the new products. So, I know PointPay is continuing to evolve and went through a bit of a transition period, but there is word of some new products coming out with PointPay. Can you dive into that, such as like the launch board, the
Mhm.
escrows, and
Yeah.
talent?
Yeah, so yeah, it must pretty much. We have three kind of main new products. It's called it's a launch pad, but we cannot legally call it a launch pad because the copyright belongs to Binance. So we call it the
Mhm.
launch board, which is close enough. You know, legally we're allowed to do so.
Right.
So it's pretty much what it says on the tin. It's a kind of a ICO platform for the ICOs, pretty much. And but we have
Excellent.
a distinguishing feature there that our community will be able to vote for the projects. We will list on the commercial basis, but we will also list on the community basis because our
Mhm.
community is incredibly important to us. You know, they gave us all of this money to develop it, and we really want to give it back. And we listen to our community every single day. So Launchpad is something that we were developing for about half a year. It's fully done at the moment, and we're scouting for the project. So I think you will be able to see a new product, a new first project, I think within a month or two, I think. But for us, it's quality over quantity.
Mm.
It's not our kind of main part of the business model. It's part of our ecosystem, but we really want to make sure that we select kind of a quality product as our first product. So we might delay it even a bit more if it's necessary, but we really want to find that gem that, you know, that with which we will be able to show to everybody that we're capable of raising quite a lot of money in there, that our community has, you know, quite a lot of potential. In
Wow.
terms of our two products that were introduced this year, one is called Escrow. It's pretty much a payment system where people will be able to, you know, have list their contracts and
Mhm.
kind of pretty much create smart contracts, and we will be the intermediary that will hold the
Wow.
money while somebody is completing that project. And the
Okay.
second product that we have, it's called the PointPay Talent. It's pretty much, it's quite similar to the Upwork in essence.
Oh,
At
okay.
the moment, it's at the MVP stage. It's fully working, but we're kind of putting, you know, dressing up the Christmas tree with loads of trimmings at the moment. So pretty much, we want it to be a crypto smart contract Upwork, or a
Okay.
Fiverr, you know,
Right.
if that makes sense. So we
Yes.
think that will bring, you know, a different dimension to our ecosystem, I think. So that's how I think it will work.
And with that, will it all be crypto based or will it be a crypto fiat mix?
So we, because we have a payment system, we have payment providers who pretty much, you will be able to use stable coins. You will be able to pay for the services in crypto if you wish. Pretty much, you will be able to select as a payment method anything that you want.
Wow.
Initially, it
Wow.
will be in crypto. So if
Right.
you, for example, if I would call you and I would say, "Kay, can you, you know, I don't know, make me a poster or like, I don't know, some graphic, you know,
Right.
for our crypto school," and I would write it down and I would say, okay, that would cost me, I don't know, 100 USDT, you
Mhm.
know, so that would be there, and then you
Wow.
will be able to withdraw it through our payment system into fiat, into your credit card, or you can order a credit card
Big.
on our website as well. But all of the contracts will be in crypto, and that, I think, is the USP of this platform.
That's big. Wow.
Mm.
So, looking at PointPay, I know, you guys had a ton of new products, which we just talked about. So let's dive into the partnerships. Are there any partnerships that you can kind of tell us, or any exclusive partnerships that are upcoming that you can share with us today?
Well, you know, here in PointPay, we're quite committed to, you know, providing our customers with the widest range of the crypto services. That's what it says on the tin. And last month, we've partnered with NFT Sky. It's a new platform. It's an NFT platform. They're
Mhm.
literally out in the market, and you will be able to pay for NFTs there with our native token. We have an exclusive partnership. So there is a button on NFT Sky. There is a button on our website. PXP, our native token, is integrated into their system. At the moment, it's literally, it was out in the market for about 2 weeks now, so they're still gaining some NFTs there, but more and more people are submitting their collections there, and I think it's working out quite well at the moment.
Excellent.
And what else has been happening? We had a partnership with a listing, or a partnership with SolidBit, which is a
Mhm.
also a new platform. And there, pretty much, you are able to buy our native token with the lowest fees on the market. So it's pretty much as close as you can get towards the network fees. So
Okay.
that's a great partnership as well. And obviously, we're scouting for new projects. I think in the future we will have something with a kind of a coin listing platform, something like a Coin Market Cap or a Coin Gecko,
Mhm.
or we're scouting for new NFT projects as well. So quite a lot of partnerships are in the pipeline, and our business development department is working incredibly hard upon delivering those.
Excellent, excellent. So you highlighted briefly about the PXP token. Can you kind of talk about the utility of the token and how that token is utilized within the ecosystem, as well as any upcoming listings that you can share with us today?
Well, apart, with the upcoming listings, as I said before, we are working towards the tier one listing. I think
Hmm.
with our volumes and the way that our project is developing, I think it is quite foreseeable. With regards to other listings, we are now working on a major regional listing in Asia.
Mm,
So you know that the crypto market is quite segmented.
right.
So we're working upon that as well. So it might not be in a top 10 or even top 20, but it's a quite an important market for that region. In terms of our native token PXP, pretty much the holders have quite a lot of perks and incentives, to buy the PXP and to use it in our system. We have a discount for our maker taker fees, on a progressive scale, pretty much which depends on how many tokens you hold. We
Hmm.
hold our burnings quite regularly. As I said
Right.
before, we had 19 burns to date. The last
Wow.
burn was 2.4 million PXP,
Wow.
so that's quite a good thing as well.
Absolutely.
Pretty much as a PXP holder, you will be able to get high yields
Hmm.
upon your PXP staking, also on the progressive scale as well. And pretty much there is so many perks and things, within our commissions and stuff like that. And at the moment, we're also developing a system, the gamification system, which would mean that you would get even more discounts if you complete certain tasks within the
Hmm.
system. So, for example, if you trade, I don't know, $1,000 within a month, we will give you a specific discount. Or if you
Wow.
trade a specific token,
Okay.
that we list, you will get a discount as well. So our product team is working upon those things as well. Or, for example, if you hold a PXP token, if you hold 1 million PXP tokens, you will be called, I don't know, like a PXP save or a PXP hoarder. And we
Right.
kind of try to introduce this gamification aspect to our system in order to make
Wow.
it more exciting and in
Yeah.
order to make it, a bit more youth friendly, because we don't want to be stuck in this kind of a stale world of banking. We want it to be
Hmm.
exciting for the new and young people. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do know that PointPay has a big, base within Latin America.
mhm.
I've looked up PointPay a good bit, and I saw that. And with the current market situation, with where crypto is now, what affects crypto now, and really, what do you expect? What does PointPay expect moving forward? With the current, situation when it comes to not only regulation but also really just overall adoption. Where does PointPay fit in, and with the current market situation, what is PointPay expecting in these
But,
conditions?
well, as you mentioned, regulation, as I said before, we've obtained a crypto license in Lithuania. We are on the verge of obtaining a couple of more licenses in Europe. We have a couple of licenses in America. We are now in the process of obtaining a BIT license in New York. We have
Hmm.
one in Wyoming.
Hmm.
And pretty much we are trying to obtain a banking license as well. So that's the regulatory part that we are trying to cover. It's a
Hmm.
market standard. We're following all of the crypto industry leaders, and I think everybody just looks out of at whatever everybody else is doing, because
Right.
that's kind of indicates on where the market will go. In
Right.
terms of what has happened lately in the crypto market, doesn't really affect us in any way, because the volumes are still pretty much the same.
Hmm.
People are buying low. people are selling, and the crypto platforms are still making quite a lot of money. So
Right.
the fluctuations in the markets, the bearish market or the bullish market, doesn't really affect the platforms that much, because we still make money, because people still sell and buy crypto. Some people are panicking and they think, okay, this is the bare bottom, and they're selling. When they're selling, we make money. When people are buying, we make money. So we make money, a bit of
Right.
money on every
Right.
single transaction that people have. So it doesn't really affect us in any way. With regards to other global news, I think it's worth to mention, the situation in Ukraine, the war in Ukraine.
Hmm.
We had quite a lot of employees there. I have spoken exclusively to CoinDesk about it. If you go to CoinDesk and Google PointPay, CoinDesk should come up, because I think it had like thousands of views. And pretty
Right.
much there,
Wow.
I explained how our company prepared for that, because we kind of anticipated that this might happen, because something similar, we work pretty much, we have quite a lot of employees in the former Soviet region, not only because they're cheaper to employ, but because they're actually great people to work with. And we have people from Belarus, Ukraine, America,
Right. Wow.
Kazakhstan. A similar thing happened in Kazakhstan
Hmm.
when we lost two, like, they didn't die, but we weren't able to contact them for 2 weeks
Hmm.
because the internet was off. And when there was a bit of commotion, literally 2 months later in Ukraine, we kind of started to prepare the contingency planning. We asked all of our employees to move out of the region, or try to move east, or to do something. Some were lucky, some were not, but in most part, pretty much 90% of the Ukrainian employees managed to move out. We did our best to kind of comfort them. We gave them money for relocation. We were trying to be as supportive as possible, but that's the only way that it's kind of affected us. Our main market is still Europe, America, and as you said before, South America.
Hmm.
So Russian speakers only represent about 5% of our overall market. So it
Hmm.
didn't really affect us in any way, because the crypto market is still high in America, in Europe, and in South America as well. We've introduced, as part of our efforts of trying to reach our Brazilian audience, we have about so out of 250,000, so 250,000 members, 50 of those are from Portugal. They're
Wow.
by far the most active community on social media. So we
Hmm.
kind of try to conduct separate AMA sessions for them. We have a separate media channels. Now we're going to be doing quite a lot of more targeted marketing in Portuguese. So
Hmm.
so we're trying to work towards kind of they were already existing, and pretty much everything that is happening in the world didn't really affect us, if I'm honest. So
Okay.
it's a terrible thing, but
Right.
it didn't really affect
That's the
us that much.
reality, though. Right.
Yeah.
So, looking at PointPay and the value that they're bringing to the crypto market, can you just briefly tell us, why should people join PointPay? Straightforward, why PointPay versus some other options that are out there? Because I personally like what PointPay is doing. I love the ease and the ease of access that PointPay is giving consumers. Because even with the school
Mhm.
alone, my mom needs a school and she has me as a son, right? And I'm full time in crypto. So, just the school alone, why should people join PointPay? If you can kind of share that with us here.
Well, pretty much it says in our slogan, we're a bank for 7 billion people. We believe in this global kind of emancipation with crypto, because quite a lot of people don't have access to banking,
Mhm.
especially
Right.
people in poorer areas. Some people just use phones and they don't use computers. So we want to make it as democratic as possible. We want to make it as easy to use as possible. As you mentioned, our crypto school, where we explain how the most difficult concepts in crypto. We explain what is it, how to use it, how does it affect you. We have blogs where we also kind of write down kind of easy guides of how to use this or that, how to create an NFT, how to
Wow.
create a token or something like that. In our crypto school, you can go from the beginner, where we just literally explain to you the easiest concepts in the market, up to an advanced where we explain to you, what's a layer 2 roll up, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Right.
those are quite important things for people to understand, and
Right.
we want to explain it to people. And pretty much, in terms of what we offer, our internal transfers within the system are free, so you can, as we will grow eventually, you can send people money within our system. You don't have to pay anything for it. It doesn't cost us any money, so why should it cost you anything? We try to make our products as accessible as possible. We're really concentrated on the design and the user experience for our users, so we try to make our platform as easy to use as possible, so a newbie could find everything, and if a newbie doesn't really know or understand how something works, you could just press on the info button, and we'll have a video that we have plenty of where we explain how to use it. So literally earlier this morning, I've recorded a video how to pass KYC into our platform, where I explain for the newbies of what you have to upload, what you have to look out for, that if you upload an ID with a bad quality, or if it doesn't have a photo, we will not accept it, blah 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 blah. And we
Right.
try to make it as accessible as possible, because we know that our services are already at the level of when they will appeal to the people who already know crypto, because they will go in and they will see that it works, and we're trying to
Right.
obtain those as well. But we're obviously trying to obtain people who are new to the market, and we're trying to make this transition as easy as possible, because
Yes.
for quite a lot of people, blockchain is still a bit of a mystery.
Right.
My father and my
Right.
grandmother doesn't really understand what I'm doing, and I try
Right.
to explain it to them, but
Right.
quite a lot of people don't get it. But it's a brilliant thing that will transform the world, and I think PointPay is going to be at the forefront of this banking and financial sector revolution. So I think
Excellent.
that's my small pitch.
Absolutely. Hey, well, thank you for having us. Hey, guys, check out PointPay. The links are going to be in the description. PointPay is doing big things. And like I said, we're talking about projects that are not falling off during these market conditions, but are still around and ultimately providing value to the marketplace. Keep moving forward in everything that you do, and we'll see you soon. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Vladimir. I appreciate it. That was fun. I love it.
Great.
If you guys need anything, like it doesn't even have to be sponsored, any updates that come about,
Sure.
feel free to reach out to me. I like to have, I'm actually gonna use this. Is the school live now?
Well, it's still in the works. It should be done by
Okay,
the
it's
end of this
coming
month.
though. It's
We
coming
have
though.
some
So
videos there, but it's mainly interface videos, because we're reworking the system at the moment, and we are
okay,
introducing kind of quizzes and stuff like that.
got
And
you.
if you pass it successfully, you will get a bit of our native tokens, and
So
pretty much it's still in the
that's still in
development at the
development
moment.
though, right? It's still coming,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So you guys expect to probably be done with that by 2023?
We should be done with it by the end of the summer. So
Okay. Because
yeah.
I'm definitely into that. Like that alone is like, yeah, I need some point pay because I've been trying to convey this to like relatives, and it's insane.
It's
So
impossible.
yeah, it's like, what do you mean digital money? Like, but yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you guys need any updates or anything, feel free, you can hop on
Brilliant.
anytime. Doesn't have to be sponsored, whatever. I like what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Kay. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you soon, okay?
Righty. Brilliant.
All right.
Have a
Bye.
nice day.